Caré, menino!
Get ready for a wild ride full of drama, action, and adventure when animals and humans cross paths. It's bound to be unbelievably shocking, incredibly surprising, or downright terrifying. Stick around because we're about to dive into the most mind-blowing animal moments that no one would believe if they hadn't been caught on camera. Pearl inside snake. Here's a so-called surefire way to become a millionaire. Head into the wilds of the Indian forests, find a king cobra, catch it, and open up its head. Voila! There's a black pearl just waiting for you to claim your fortune. If only it were true. Clips of this are going viral on the internet, and people are genuinely curious if cobras can produce million-dollar black pearls, known as Nagmani. Well, here's the truth, they can't. So don't go hunting for cobras and cutting off their heads. Some snake charmers in India deliberately insert a pearl into a snake and then dramatically remove it in front of a camera or an audience to impress them. Elephant gets treated. Hold on, this one's really fascinating. You know how plastic pollution is causing wild animals to accidentally consume it? Well, they can't digest the plastic, so it just builds up in their system until vets step in to remove it. It's a really unfortunate situation, and countless operations are performed to save animals, just like this elephant. But what I really want to show you is this clip. The entire buildup of waste was emptied onto the poor vet. I'm not sure whether to feel sorry for him, but for the elephant, it must have been such a relief. Kudos to the doctors who save animals from their unspeakable, uncommunicable pains. Shark C-section. This one is truly unbelievable. A fisherman reeled in a dead shark and discovered it was pregnant. Realizing there wasn't enough time for a normal delivery, he immediately performed a C-section on the shark. I had no idea sharks could have so many babies, over 100 in this case, but they were all alive and moving. The fisherman seemed experienced and gathered all the babies to one side. Unfortunately, the clip ended there, but it said that he released all the baby sharks back into the water. Watching a shark C-section is incredibly rare, making this footage very valuable. Why? Chimp learns electricity. Animals are quite innocent when it comes to understanding human inventions, and learning how an electric fence works is a truly painful lesson for them. This clip, captured by a tourist, shows a family of chimps in a zoo enclosure. Out of curiosity, a baby chimp touched the electric fence wire and received a shock. The baby shrieked and ran back to its mother, with the whole family gathering around to console it. The baby chimp quickly felt better, but definitely learned the hard way never to touch that wire again. Jambo, the kind gorilla. This gorilla made headlines worldwide, and for all the right reasons. On August 31st, 1986, a young boy named Levan Merritt was on holiday with his family in Jersey when he fell into the gorilla enclosure at Durrell Wildlife Park. Everyone around knew that the boy's fate was in the hands of the gorillas gathered around him. Among them was Jambo, who approached the boy and gently touched him. In an extraordinary act, Jambo not only left the area himself, but also led the other gorillas away, allowing emergency staff to rescue the boy. Jambo's actions were truly exceptional, winning hearts worldwide and significantly improving the image of gorillas as a species. Deer from hell. Hold on for this one, it's sure to freak you out. This is just a deer, right? A normal, everyday deer running away from the cameraman. Pretty standard stuff, but let him run. Yeah, all is normal, and holy mother of God, what on earth is that? It turns out this is a deer with a broken neck moving around in the bushes. But seriously, I can't believe it. This thing looks unreal. In 2019, the same deer or another with a similarly broken neck was filmed again in St. Maries, Idaho, USA. The man who captured the footage said that this deer has been roaming around for about 4 years with its shockingly distorted neck and continues to have babies. Trippin' dead. The reason I was skeptical about the whole deer living with a broken neck thing is because of this clip. A herd of bull elks was crossing a road and some fences. If I could zoom in for you, you'd see them all crossing. Jumping this high isn't a problem for them, but tripping is. One of these elks tripped over a fence and flipped, planting its antlers into the ground. The trip was so bad that the elk couldn't get up and died on the spot due to a broken neck. From my research, it seems the elk died within seconds, and the later movements were just muscle spasms. I could be wrong, but what do you guys think? It's quite remarkable that the whole incident was caught on camera. Dolphin calls for help. I've seen and shared many clips of people helping dolphins, but this one is by far the clearest underwater footage. A bottlenose dolphin had a fishing line stuck to one of its fins, and when a diver called her in, she came straight to him. The dolphin calmly approached and rested near the diver while he cut the rope around her pectoral fin. I'm not sure if it was a line or a hook, but it was definitely causing her discomfort as she circled around the diver. Once the man finally removed it, she seemed to sigh with relief and swam away. Hammerhead eats a stingray. This one is fantastic. You know, aquariums often feature some wild incidents. My favorite was the collision between a manta ray and a whale shark. Both animals seem to think, "I'm not moving, you move." Eventually, they sort of apologized to each other and went their separate ways. Next on the list is this incredible clip of a hammerhead shark attacking and eating a stingray. It's wild, raw, and ruthless, and it all happened right in front of the visitors. When you place a bunch of hammerheads in an aquarium filled with rays, which are their favorite meal, what else would you expect? The shark took the ray on a long ride around the aquarium, putting on a full show before finally swallowing it whole. Killer whale protest. Orcas are apex predators and one of my absolute favorites on the planet. Seeing them in captivity breaks my heart, and this clip really got to me. Here you see an orca banging its head against a metal gate out of frustration from feeling lonely in a small water cage. It was a form of protest. The clip went viral instantly and sparked outrage among animal rights groups. Zoo officials claimed the orca was simply panicking, but the footage taken by an anonymous visitor at Loro Parque in Tenerife, Spain, suggests otherwise. Morgan, the killer whale, was kept in a medical tank separated from other orcas. And if that wasn't enough, in 2019, another killer whale was filmed bashing her head against a glass wall. This clip, captured by anti-captivity activists who entered marine land, showed Kiska, their last surviving orca. The video, accompanied by a message calling for an end to this cruelty, went viral instantly. What's your take on it? Let me know in the comments section. Lionesses kill lions. This one is epic. Check out how these lionesses have all teamed up against that lone lion who couldn't take them all on. No healthy lion would go down like this without a fight. It seems like the lion was either sedated, sick, or old. Whatever the case, it was a ruthless and unbelievable scene to catch on camera. The zookeepers refused to intervene, claiming it was a natural and raw process. My guess is that the lion might have survived if the zookeepers had stepped in. But the way these lionesses incapacitated and mauled the lion made it clear he wasn't going to make it. It would have been better if the officials had put him down instead of letting him suffer in front of horrified tourists. Panda needs jacket. This panda really wanted that jacket, and when the man got too close, it decided to grab the garment for itself. Okay, I understated a bit. It's more of an attack. But fortunately, the panda only got the jacket, so the man ended up fine instead of in the ER. The incident occurred in a Chinese zoo in August 2011. The man earned a Darwin Award for posing for a picture right in front of the panda enclosure, just beyond the bars of the cage. The panda quickly interpreted this as an intrusion and attacked. Bystanders helped the struggling man escape, leaving the panda with the jacket. The way the panda played with the jacket afterward made me think it just wanted to have it. Stood in its way. Rhino destroys car. The only thing I'm glad about is that the car was empty. Otherwise, the people inside would have been on a roller coaster ride. This incredible display of power was filmed in 2019 when an angry rhino spotted a parked ranger's car and decided to take out a lifetime's worth of anger on it. The rhino rolled and flipped the car as if it were an empty trash can. Finally, another vehicle arrived and casually drove the enraged armored beast away from the scene. I'm not sure if a car this totaled can be repaired. Canoe over gator. Imagine you set out for a canoe trip and suddenly realize this might not be the safest spot for your canoe. This man had the fright of his life when he discovered his canoe was actually on top of a massive gator. Still, I'm amazed by his sheer courage as he managed to calm himself down instantly. Thanks to the see-through canoe, the camera clearly captured the moment the gator rose from the muddy water and bumped into the canoe. Thankfully, the gator retreated back into the water, and the man decided to leave the creek. But you know the saying, out of the frying pan and into the fire. The boat ramp was blocked by a group of gators, so the man decided to challenge the smallest one and try his luck. It worked, and he was able to continue on his way. Selfie gone wrong. Showing off is always a bad idea, and showing off with a python is an even worse idea. Villagers in West Bengal, India reported a huge python in their field and called in the forest rangers to rescue the mighty snake. The rangers quickly got the situation under control and everything was going smoothly until the senior officer decided to take a selfie with the snake around his neck. Not the brightest idea, I must say. The python constricted its body around the man's neck, and the display of bravado quickly turned into a life and death struggle for the officer. Thankfully, the rangers acted quickly to help their senior. The snake was secured, and the officer was fine in the end. The lesson here is clear. A selfie with a snake is never a good idea. Hippo surprises kids. Surprise! I think fright, shock, and blood-curdling encounter are better words to describe what happened to these kids swimming in a small river in a remote African village. Don't worry, no one was hurt, thank goodness. But it's mind-boggling how no one anticipated this encounter. The hippo was so well camouflaged in the muddy water, moving stealthily, smoothly, and calmly beneath the surface, that no one had any idea it was there until it surfaced. If you're concerned about the third kid, he went into the bushes on the right side of the screen. Everyone was fine after this spine-chilling encounter. Angry sea lion. Sea lions have been making headlines frequently, and usually not for good reasons. Either we humans are interfering with their lives too much, or they are simply fed up and taking out their anger on us. This is the third time I've seen an angry sea lion chasing and trying to attack a fisherman. In this instance, the sea lion was calmly enjoying its fish when a fisherman came over to tease it. The situation turned aggressive, but luckily the fisherman managed to escape and left the animal with its food. Now, my question is, why do that? Do you not like having your limbs and skin intact? Don't tease these poor animals, or they'll definitely show you how they can take care of themselves. Man and shark flip. Another person making a questionable decision with a shark. Thresher sharks are named for their immensely powerful and huge tails, and this man here is trying to lift one onto the boat. He had it coming, I can't say anything else. If he thought he could possibly hold a thresher shark in his hands and lift it onto the boat, he was in for a rude awakening. He was fine though, just took a nice dip in the cold water. I must say, he was experienced. The way he slipped and flipped but held onto the boat and managed to save himself from the shark was impressive. The thresher was small, but still very powerful. Elephant seal on streets. We might as well head back to the caves because our streets are being taken over by elephant seals, and they are enormous. This clip comes from Chile, where an elephant seal was spotted strolling through a neighborhood. The residents of Puerto Cisne were baffled to see it there. It's not every day you see a seal shuffling down the street. Some brave residents came out with large black tops and guided the confused animal back to the ocean. Sightings of elephant seals are rare, and the chances of encountering one are very slim. But let me tell you, if you do come across one, that 13-foot adult weighing 4,000 pounds can really shake your car, crush you, and rack up a big bill for the insurance companies. Despite this, I find them cute with their weird noses. Skateboarding gone wrong. Wait, this one is hilarious. So this guy thought it would be funny to tease a small guard dog just because it was confined to the lawn. But then, the dog found a way out through a small opening. What happened next? A race for his life or a trip to the ER? It was impressive how the man managed to run, film, and keep his balance all at the same time. The dog was left behind, and the man went on his way. But the next day, he returned to the same spot with his groceries, casually talking about his experience the previous day when it happened again. Those dogs really seemed to have a vendetta against him. The poor guy was terrified. Lifted by giraffe. Of all the lifts I've shown you in this video, this one is definitely my favorite. A kid was feeding a leaf to a giraffe at the zoo when the animal suddenly lifted him off his feet right in front of his parents. If it weren't for them, who knows what the giraffe might have done with the boy? Just another typical zoo moment. Yeah, zoos are always full of incredibly funny or unbelievable moments. Once, a man decided to ride a rhino in its enclosure and actually managed to hop on it. Just another incredible zoo moment. Hit of a man. Take a good look at this clip and guess which country it comes from. An old man with a frying pan, a charging crocodile emerging from a pond, and a wild, bold hit. Sounds and looks Australian to me. And yes, it was filmed in Australia's Northern Territory. An elderly owner of a tourist lodge smacked a charging crocodile with his frying pan, and the video has gone viral for all the right reasons. That man's bold move reminded me of a clip called The Tap of a Man. It's insane how the gator popped out of the water like a pet, but it definitely wasn't a pet. My only question is, what would have happened if the man had fallen into the water? A death roll or a straight-up bite to heaven? Seriously, folks, this is extremely dangerous. Don't try such things out there. Shark rescued. This title might be confusing, but it's true. Sometimes even these vicious predators need a helping hand. A fisherman spotted a beached shark struggling to get back to the ocean. After several unsuccessful attempts to drag it back, he made a totally unexpected and quick decision. He lifted the shark by its snout, gently holding it in his hands despite its flipping and twisting. Finally, he managed to carry the shark and handed it over to the ocean waves. Shark versus spear. While spearfishing off the coast of Australia, a man came face to face with his worst nightmare. Diving deep into the blue ocean, he spotted a bull shark emerging just a few feet below him. Suddenly, the shark charged directly at him, jaws wide open, ready to take a bite. In a desperate move, he did the only thing he could. He plunged his spear gun into the shark's mouth in self-defense. The shark ripped the spear gun and the line from his hands, tussling with it. Seizing the opportunity while the shark was distracted by the spear, he quickly managed to escape. Meanwhile, the shark was left below, still grappling with the spear. Whale's surprising jump. Not every marine creature is there to scare you. Some are just there to surprise you. This breathtaking moment was captured a few years ago when a boat full of whale watchers got a spectacular view of a humpback whale breaching close to their vessel. One of the tourists was adjusting his camera to capture some memorable moments when, all of a sudden, a humpback whale popped up next to their boat, sending huge splashes of waves onto the deck and leaving the spectators in complete awe. Thankfully, the whale jumped next to the boat, and no one was harmed during this astounding encounter. Octa versus Homo. Humans might consider themselves the smartest creatures, but octopuses have also demonstrated their intelligence in various ways. This was proven a few years back when a Russian diver was exploring the Sea of Japan. He noticed a giant octopus and decided to take some close shots. Suddenly, the massive mollusk swam up to him and latched on, spreading its sucker-filled legs all around him and trying to grab his breathing equipment. The eight-legged animal even attempted to bite him with its sharp beak, but the diver managed to break free by pulling the octopus away. After a few harrowing seconds, the octopus swam back toward the depths of the ocean. Tiger shark and diver's head. Recorded in the waters of Fiji, here's another heart-pounding moment involving a group of adventurous divers exploring the underwater world and marine life. Surrounded by fish, one of the divers decided to pop up for a better view and ended up directly in the path of a large tiger shark that emerged out of nowhere, giving him the biggest shock of his life. Luckily for him, a shark wrangler quickly intervened, shoving a bar between the diver's head and the shark's gaping mouth. This triggered the shark to clamp down on the bar, giving the diver enough time to duck and push the shark up and out of the way, protecting the rest of the group. Dog attacked shark. Here is a jaw-dropping moment between a pet and a marine predator when a group of fishermen tried to catch a shark. Standing at the water's edge, they were trying to hook the shark when their thrill-seeking dog became curious after spotting the lurking predator. The dog decided to jump into the water to confront the shark, barking and growling as it chased the mighty fish. Even though the shark was hooked and being dragged to shore, the dog remained calm and continued to harass the hooked fish. However, it had to retreat from the one-sided battle after receiving a tail slap from the shark. Octopus versus shark. You might think of sharks as the most ferocious predators, but a giant Pacific octopus was caught red-handed attacking a spiny dogfish shark at an aquarium in Seattle. The shark was minding its own business when this unexpected predator decided to take it down. Octopuses usually don't attack sharks, but this one, camouflaged with the bottom, suddenly shot its long legs toward the unsuspecting fish and flipped it upside down, sending the shark into tonic immobility. The octopus then grabbed the prey tightly with its suckers, taking full control and eventually suffocating it within seconds. This could be considered one of the most bizarre predatory acts ever recorded. Toad-riding python. Here, we have an epic scene from a wild ride. People in Australia were left dumbfounded after witnessing the strange sight of a python swiftly slithering with toads clinging to its back. Not just one or two, but 10 toads were seen riding an 11-foot python. At first, the snake was assumed to be dead, but then it suddenly started moving across the wet field. For onlookers, this might seem unbelievable, but researchers explained that the cane toads were simply trying to avoid the flooded water. Interestingly, the python helped the tiny amphibians escape the rising water. Sneaking gator. Pay close attention to this one, because if you blink, you might miss what happened. While kayaking and fishing with his young daughter at a lake in Louisiana, this guy had no idea what he was about to encounter. Just as he decided to pull up what he thought was a catfish on his hook, a killer croc suddenly emerged instead. Seeing the monster's jaws breaking the surface, he quickly started paddling as fast as he could. Thankfully, he kept his cool and managed to escape swiftly. This situation was both funny and terrifying at the same time. Grouper ate shark. Recorded a few years ago off the coast of Florida, here's an incredible moment that left an entire fishing crew in shock. Just as the fishing captain was about to enjoy the only catch of the day, an unexpected marine poacher appeared. After a black-nosed shark was hooked, the crew discovered they weren't the only ones eyeing it. 3 Atlantic Goliath groupers lurking beneath their boat were also waiting to pounce on the prey. Suddenly, one of the groupers leaped out of the water, snatched the 4-foot shark in its jaws, snapped the fisherman's line, and plunged back to the bottom. Let's talk about the thumbnail. In this image, we see a fisherwoman minding her own business, while a giant alligator is too close to her. What can I tell you folks? We found this image on the internet, but we doubt it is real. While there are many reports of alligators attacking and killing people, it would be very strange for it to act that way when coming out of the water. And even more so, that the woman didn't even notice this. Even more so, that someone took the picture. Anyway, what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Great white attacked another shark. During this heart-stopping encounter, a diver narrowly avoided being torn to pieces thanks to the bars of the ghost cage. This nightmarish incident occurred a few years ago when a diver decided to come face-to-face with a great white shark by enclosing himself in an underwater ghost cage. Shortly after descending a few feet below the surface, a great white shark appeared from the deep blue ocean and started investigating the cage, biting its bottom. Just before it could completely chew through the cage, another great white shark entered the scene and charged at the first one. This clash resulted in both great whites retreating back into the dark depths. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our upcoming amazing videos. Thanks again.